Hey, what's up? And I thought this time I would try sealed. So we're going to do a 4 round sealed here on MTGO. And really the first thing I like to do is sort by rarity, see what kind of awesome rares I have. And that is a doozy. Jace is pretty amazing and limited. Um, just hitting your opponent a few times with that 0 power top 10 cards into the graveyard is pretty much game over. So Gravelob Mancer is also really good. This, as weird as it may be, might actually be fine. Normally don't like to play this guy, but there actually might be more than 20 cards in a graveyard. And Solemn is always good, so we've actually got some pretty decent rares to work with here. So let's go back to color sort. Clearly I'm going to be trying to build around Jace, so hopefully I've got some decent blue. Kind of first things I like to do when I look at a sealed pool is move things I'm almost certainly not going to play off to the side. I mean, I might, you never know, like come back and pick up some of these. I also like to move any kind of removal down by itself so I can get kind of an idea of what kind of removal I have in each color. Wow, 3 Angel's Mercies. Those are terrible. So let's see. White is pretty sparse in creatures, which is usually you get a pretty decent amount of creatures in white. It's one of the real creature colors, so that is unfortunate. Let's see. 3 mana leaks. So we've got an okay time reversal if we're on the mill plan. I mean, you don't really need anything to help Jace with mill. He's pretty good at just on his own, but I guess that's a possibility. Let's see, what do we have here in black? Again, I might play some of these, but they're more sideboard cards or things I'll pull in depending on what I have and the rest of the color. Actually, black looks pretty good. I mean, we've got, let's see, 1 Doomblade, Mind Rot, a couple of Gravediggers, a Tutor, which is going to be pretty nuts to bring out Jace, and some Outcast, which are always great, Reassembling Skeleton. I mean, our general idea is we want to kind of stall until we get Jace out of there. Let's see, we have in red, Triple Shocks, Double Incinerate, Fling, Volcanic Dragon. So another thing to look at is how many creatures you have in each color. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in white. So white is not looking so good, except for possibly a splash for this removal down here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in black. 1, 2, 3, 4 in red, and a bunch of removal. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in green. So if we're looking for creatures, white and red are really not going to do it, but they do have our most removal, so I have to keep that in mind. I'm definitely playing blue. I mean, not only does it have a lot of creatures, but it's got our major bomb that we're going for. So what we're really looking for is something more control-y, so the controlling, just so you stay alive until Advent comes out, which a lot of these cards do not really fit the bill. There's quite a few aggressive cards in our blue pool. Cutthroat is fine. Bell Tower Sphinx is good. Really just want some good blockers in there so that we can stay alive. Would like to play black really for the tutor, if nothing else. And we do have a ton of creatures, so we could look at these guys, possibly. I mean, the 2 Gravediggers are nice, too. Would like to pick up one of these 2 colors, at least, like white or red, just for the removal, because that is always a good thing to have. So we're looking at $16 cards. And we're looking at some double color costs. We got Jace and Tutor and Swarm. Don't have any rampant green except for Llanowar Elves, and no, rampant growth to pull out. Our colors, we've got Solemn, which is going to help a lot to get to those double colors. So if we're going to play control, we've got a whole squadron of mana leaks here. Ponder's going to be good. Visions. I've never actually played with Visions because I've never been on the kind of the mill plan here. As far as removal, which colors do I want to play? Pretty much I'm looking at red. I mean, red does give us the possibility to play a Lavamancer, although that's... I think I can pretty much rule out... Well, actually, green is... I mean, we've got some good defensive creatures in green. But I think that... Let's see. This is really what we're looking at with black. Obviously, Doomblade. So it's really, do I want this red package? The white. Got some blue stuff that we could cut if we want to. Those are not insanely helpful. These giant spiders would be nice, but all right. Let's see what it looks like with white in here. Kind of looks like a mess. Could cut. Really just not adding much of anything other than, Day of Judgment and white. Could play white blue. These are the ones I'm least excited about. These are just pretty bad. I don't think 5 creatures cuts it. Essentially what I'm trying to do here is, again, play a controlling type of deck. It's gonna have a rough mana base, but we're mostly black with some blue and a few planes to turn on this quality removal here. It is pretty sad to not go with all this removal in red, but we've just gotten almost no creatures in red. And if we try to go black-red or something like that, I don't think our creature quality would really be there to be able to do that. We could go red-green, which would be fine. I really just kind of want to play with Jace. I mean, he's just ridiculous if you actually get him out there. So we're going to try this. It doesn't look the best, I'll be honest. But if we can get some guys out there, get Gravedigger going, got Drifting Shade, and Swarm possibly for some air blockers. Actually, yeah, and we do have some weird combos, Skeleton, Swarm. Actually, I might cut this guy for another Drifting Shade, just because he's going to be a little bit easier to cast, even though he's still just going to be a 1/1 if we only have one Swamp. At least he'll be out there. Solemn will help us get up there to our higher levels of double casting cost, which we've got Adept, Tutor, and Outcasts. So let's just go with that, and we'll see you in round 1.